to another edition of Wrestling with Things. David Joseph, joined by Sammy Joseph. Do not forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at Wrestling with Things. Russell Westbrook and James Harden are teammates once again, Sammy. We're hearing a lot of negative reviews about this trade move. Nobody thinks Harden and Westbrook is going to work, but I want to know what the hell you think. What do you think about Westbrook and Harden reuniting in a Rockets uniform?
Oh, the negative definitely fits. It fits. I mean, if it depends what we're talking about. If you want this move to sell you tickets, to be mainstream, to get you commercials, to get you
a lot of televised,
to get you a whole bunch of regular
Christmas Day games,
regular season wins, Christmas Day games, commercials, State Farm, all those type of things. It's gonna work in that sense. But in the postseason, this is gonna be a disaster. I don't understand. You got two guys with probably the worst star playoff track records, and you put them together. Seriously,
I mean,
if you really think about it, like
they do a lot of boneheaded playoff things.
Like James Harden has never had a signature playoff moment. In Westbrook, he just tries too hard to get those signature playoff moments and ends up screwing it up for the whole team. So how are you gonna put them together and expect to get a championship this way? I don't understand it.
Everything you said had you make a lot of fair points. Like I ain't mad at that. There's a lot of validity to that. These are literally two of the highest usage players in the world of all time at that, But some of that is the fact that they had to be high usage, but that's neither here nor there. The question is, can this work and can they be a contender? I think best case scenario, but it's a big if. There's a lot of big ifs for it to happen. If they realize that I don't need individual accolades anymore, I just want to blend in and help each other out the best we could, they could be a very dangerous duo. Like, at the end of the day, you can't stop both of them in transition. They're going to get, if they cut to the basket, I think what Russell Westbrook needs to really do, he's obviously never going to be a great shooter, but first of all, cut down your three-point attempts to at least 2-3 a game. Don't take no more than 2 threes a game unless you're getting hot. That's what he has to do with the mental, but that's hard to do, pointing back to what you say with Mike D'Antoni coaching your team.
You can't.
But again, that's a big if. But then again, I think if he decides to play a little more off-ball than he usually does and just slash to the basket and be a cutter and move off the ball, he could get some easy baskets with some assists from James Harden by cutting to the basket. I think ultimately this made the Rockets better a little bit because Westbrook's younger, faster, bigger, and he's still in his prime. But ultimately, a lot of miracles gonna have to happen for them to successfully mesh on a consistent basis.
I mean, I don't think it made them better. I really don't think it made them better.
It made them slightly better. When guys are putting on uniforms and they see those two across from them, it's a little more intimidating. Like you got a game plan a little.
It's intimidating.
That's all I'm saying.
Until they touch the court,
it's still kind of intimidating.
Nah, it would only be intimidating if in the postseason we see somehow Harden plays like the MVP type Harden that plays in the regular season.
Of course.
And if Westbrook actually can be a second guy and be okay with being a second guy and not having the ball all the time and not trying to score all the time, which is probably not going to happen because who's going to bring that together? D'Antoni?
Let me ask you this.
He's
you're right about that. Bring it together. He's never been a guy who adapts his mindset or his game plan. You're right about that. But let me ask you this. This segues perfectly. Let's say Mike D'Antoni, because there's rumblings about his extension and him re-signing, whatever the case may be. Him and the front office haven't been totally on the same page. If Mike D'Antoni isn't coaching the Rockets and they get a reasonable coach, do you see them being able to possibly implement a more ball movement and smarter system for Westbrook to operate with?
Well,
do you think that helps?
It depends who's out there because, honestly, in this situation, I think they need a Hall of Fame type coach. Like
That would help a lot, but I don't think they need a Hall of Fame.
I think they need it. To,
I think if you
talking
don't
about
laugh at me,
head right
don't
there.
laugh at me.
This dude's a
Don't laugh
head.
at, no, you're right, but don't laugh at me. I really think the main thing they need, you're right, a Hall of Fame guy with stature that they both
Who has
elite
a
players
resume,
respect.
yeah, a resume.
It's important, but I also think it's important to have a coach that uses ball movement in his system a lot. Don't laugh. Tyrone Lue would make a good coach for the Rockets.
Man, come on.
He would. Tyrone Lue would really make a good coach for. He moves the ball in his system more than D'Antoni, and he actually adapts on the fly. So I don't think he's an elite coach by any means, but he does have a resume. Tyrone Lue could coach better than D'Antoni.
No,
he can.
Don't do that.
He can.
No.
Tyrone Lue could coach better than D'Antoni.
I won't even. I don't like D'Antoni.
He made a few adjustments in the year the Cavs won the championship. He really did. He started playing bigger. He slowed down the pace.
Anybody can make adjustments, man. Nick Nurse made adjustments.
Nick Nurse showed. He proved me that he could do more than I thought. That's all I'm saying. Ty Lue did more than I thought.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying he's up in the upper echelon. I'm saying for those type of players, I do think, because a lot of players respect Ty Lue. I don't sweat him, but a lot of players hold him in high regard. He technically does have the resume, and the Lakers lowballed him, and I'm sure he would jump on the Rockets giving him a lot.
It won't work because, listen, a hothead like Westbrook, who's full of himself, who really thinks, okay, if I take everything on my shoulders, it will get work and it will get somewhere. Someone with that type of attitude needs a Hall of Fame type of coach. AI didn't work until Larry Brown got in his head. So
absolutely,
that's why I think, honestly, I didn't even want Westbrook to go to Houston. I wanted him to go to Miami, because if he had someone like Pat Riley in his ear,
that would help out. And Eric Spoelstra's really.
I feel like that would have changed everything for him.
Yeah.
Like it would have brought the best out of him.
That's an excellent point. I was warming up to Miami too, but I think the Rockets, they have a chance to be special, but is it likely that two of the most ball-dominant players suddenly become different men? Yeah. It's not likely.
And that other guy.
I think there's ways to work around their lack of ball friendliness. I think there is if they get the right coach. And Tyronn Lue's not the only one out of there. What if they sway to Mark Jackson? I like that. And he knows the game. One of the best all-time point guards. You would have to really overpay him to leave that commentary booth probably. But
that could work.
His name's always floating around.
Maybe if they overpay for Jeff Van Gundy too.
Yeah, something like that. He has history with the Rockets, so I do think there's other coaches out there that could replace D'Antoni and do a better job with at least giving them a chance to succeed.
I agree.
D'Antoni's not even going to give him a shot to really succeed.
I agree.
Because he has one game plan.
I agree. He's not the type of guy to pull two egos together.
Yeah.
He's never been that type of guy.
And tell them to pull back the shooting at certain points, bro. He's gonna encourage them to take bad shots. Like, I don't get the philosophy. You've lost enough with it. Let us know what you think about the Rockets move. Do not forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at Wrestling with Things.